Hace tiempo vengo pensando que los presentadores de Fox News tienen como una especie de fetiche con la humillación. Y es que de verdad, amigos, les encanta invitar a demócratas solo para que los dejen ridículo. Y aún más les encanta compartir clips donde aparece Trump haciendo el ridículo. Claro, luego de intentar manipular el contexto, ¿no? Pero los videos están ahí y la vergüenza es real. Lo que pusieron anoche puede que haya sido el más humillante de todos. Vamos a hablar de esto, pero no fue lo único, porque también CNN puso un clip que hizo que Trump explotara en Truth Social. Pero bueno, antes de ver el de Fox, tenemos que entender por qué lo pusieron. Todo comenzó con un comentario de Trump sobre la Unión Europea. Escuchemos.
Very tough. Europe, the European Union was formed in order to take advantage of the United States on trade. That was why they were formed. And they're nasty. They're very nasty. We have a good relationship. I'm dealing with Ursula right now in the group. But it's a very tough situation. They have been unbelievably bad to us. If you look at past precedents, they've treated them very badly. They're being very nice to me because I get it. I know the system. And we have the cards. We have the cards far more than they do. And they have not treated us well, and they're coming to us right now. You know, I said I was going to put on a 50% tariff. As soon as I said that, I put it out on Truth. As soon as I said that, they came to the table. They didn't want to come to the table. My people were telling me, Scott was telling me, and the whole group was telling me that not a good situation. They want to tap it down the line. They don't want to really deal. So I said, we're going to put a 50% tariff on you. And Howard, as you know, was very much involved, Lutnick, Commerce. And he said, they don't want to talk. As soon as I put that on, I was getting calls from them like, can we meet tomorrow? And the problem is they have a lot of very unfair taxes.
Ya conocemos la doctrina de política exterior de Donald Trump, que es prácticamente atacar a nuestros aliados y abrazar a los dictadores. Por si fuese poco, empezar guerras comerciales estúpidas que perjudican a todos los estadounidenses que no son estos multimillonarios con acceso VIP a cenas privadas en Mar-a-Lago, donde al parecer hasta negocian, ¿no?, exenciones especiales en tarifas. Todo esto, amigos, es como funciona con Trump. Puro beneficio para los ricos, corrupción descarada y traición a los socios internacionales. Fue precisamente por esas declaraciones contra Europa que al parecer Fox decidió transmitir ese famoso clip. Pero también llevó a CNN a mostrar un video que sinceramente, señores, hizo que Trump entrara en modo rabieta. Veamos el primero.
Scott offered one explanation for the highs in the stock market. There are other explanations. Here's one from Jason Furman, an economist. The macroeconomy is doing decently. He said, especially when it comes to tariffs, the market is now more confident that Trump will back off if necessary, he added. In April, I think the fear was that he would just plow ahead no matter what. Now there is a sense that there are realities that he won't try to blow past.
Exactly.
It's hard to argue, Scott, that that's not accurate when just this week, today, they're saying, oh, that 90-day deadline, we're just going to push it back out another 90 days. So the market's basically saying, oh, okay, they're just going to push it back.
It's a game.
Well, whatever it takes to say Donald Trump is wrong, I guess that's what people will do.
Well, no,
even today.
But truly, I mean,
we still have
but genuinely, maybe you could argue that this is a negotiating tactic that is working fine. But the truth is, Trump is in fact backing down, and the markets have calmed because of that.
Después de ver ese clip de A.B. Phillip, Donald Trump escribió lo siguiente. ¿De dónde saca CNN a su talento? Vean a una tal A.B. Phillip dando una lección sobre tarifas y economía, que por cierto está en récords. Ella no tiene ni la menor idea de lo que habla. Es de tercera categoría. Afortunadamente, la audiencia hace tiempo abandonó CNN y solo irá peor. Todos unos perdedores. Imagínate, ¿no? Le arde tanto que A.B. Phillip explique sus fracasos en política económica que tiene que desquitarse públicamente. Pero lo más triste para él es que ese ni siquiera fue el momento más humillante de la noche. Lo más brutal fue lo que transmitió Fox. Y aquí es donde uno ya no sabe, ¿no?, si es que en Fox están intentando sabotear a Trump a propósito o simplemente no piensan antes de poner un clip donde prácticamente están burlándose en su cara. Este video se hizo viral en segundos y lo más gracioso no es lo que muestra, sino cómo reaccionan en el estudio de Fox. Miren ustedes mismos.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. I actually expect to tell you.
Okay, Charlie, is she mocking him or not?
It kind of looks like it. I mean, I'm not an expert on royal behavior, so.
Well, she's clearly making fun of his mouth. She went, doing the Trump lip thing. By the way, the White House nor the Netherlands royals will comment on this, but she better be careful. You know, she could get a personalized bunker buster from Daddy Trump if she's not really careful. I mean, she's going to go from Queen Maxima to Queen Minima if she's not standing on protocol in the future. This is a bad look for a royal or anybody, really.
Yeah, or anybody. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I'm pretty sure.
O sea, ¿cuál es el punto de ese segmento? ¿Demostrar que Trump fue humillado en la cara? ¿Confirmar que los líderes mundiales lo desprecian? Porque básicamente, ¿no? Dijeron, sí, eso es exactamente lo que pasó. O sea, no trataron de defenderlo. No dijeron que era exagerado o que estaba fuera de contexto. No, señores, solo lo aceptaron. ¿Qué hace eso por la audiencia de Fox? ¿Acaso los quieren enojar? ¿Quieren que culpen a Joe Biden de que Trump es objeto de burlas internacionales? Pues bueno, no tiene ningún sentido. Es como lo que sucedió hace unos días, cuando Fox reaccionó al triunfo de Zohran Mamdani. Enumeró sus propuestas como si fuesen malas ideas. Transporte accesible, gente con vivienda, programas para alimentar a las comunidades. ¡Ay no! ¡Qué monstruoso!, ¿no? Como les dije, se sabotean solos. Y hablando de quienes sí saben comunicar, ahora quiero compartirles un fragmento de una entrevista con Jamie Raskin, con el congresista Jamie Raskin, y habló de las noticias legales, ¿no? Que es lo que está surgiendo contra Trump, y varios detalles y varios puntos clave. Escuchemos esto.
I'm with Justice Sotomayor. I'm with Justice Jackson. I'm outraged by this. But having said all that, the people are tough and the Constitution is tough, and the people and the Constitution are going to stick together on this. We've beaten them in 4 district courts across the land. If we've got to beat them in 94 district courts, we will do that. If we got to beat them in every appeals court in the country, then we will do that. Because people are standing up in every city and town to defend the basic elements of our constitutional system. And one of them is that if you're born in America, you're a citizen here.
Which it should be, and they will rule. I mean, I think everybody expects they will consider that the merits of that in the next term. To your point, I just wanted to read this quote about what Sotomayor gave that I think was you were referencing in part. She said in her in her dissent, the gamesmanship in this request is apparent, and the government makes no attempt to hide it. Yet shamefully, this court plays along. Let me ask you, because you've referenced this about the strength, and I started the show talking about this too, the strength of the country, the strength of the people. You have state attorneys general who are out there. I just talked to 2 of them who are ready to fight this. You have the potential for class action cases. What happens here next? What would you like to see happen here next with the resources that are possible? There are limitations in Congress. You're still in the minority.
Yeah, well, there was a kind of carve-out or a limited carve-out to this very constricting judgment for state attorneys general. And the majority had to acknowledge that a state attorney general acting in parens patriae for the people has got to represent everybody in order to have complete relief, as they put it in that case. So we got to take the state attorney generals seriously. If I were a Republican attorney general, I'd be very nervous right now because everybody in those states is going to be looking to them. And if they don't act, then every AG position in America should be up for grabs for people who are willing to stand up for the Constitution against a gangster state president who thinks he can do whatever he wants, even in direct violation of the text of the Constitution. Where are all the textualists now? Where are all the originalists now? They are making this up. Where did this doctrine come from that you can abolish birthright citizenship? Did the stork bring it? You know, and so Justice Jackson did a magnificent job in her dissenting opinion, where she said, let's center what the constitutional violation is. This is not even a close case. So why would we get into all of the procedural games that the majority wants to plunge us into? Why don't we just decide that birthright citizenship is protected, as it has been since the Constitution was amended in 1868, when the radical Republicans had Congress overturn the Dred Scott decision? Why don't we just stand by that, and then we don't even need to get into this other question at this point of nationwide injunctions? But they're constantly appeasing Donald Trump and soothing his very easily wounded ego.
No question about that. Let me ask you, in the minute or so we have left here, I mean, you're a close watcher of the court. We all are. There were other rulings today. There have been other rulings. This is the last day. What do you make of the Supreme Court's rulings this term? How do you see it? There were some surprises, but not many.
Well, I mean, a good example is the one that actually took place in my home county, which I represent in Congress, the Montgomery County school case. You know, there had been a policy in Montgomery County that your family or your kids could opt out of certain kinds of lessons. That policy was changed, whether wisely or not. But in any event, then some parents went to court to say that they had a constitutional right to opt out. And of course, because of the particular political dynamics of the case, the MAGA element on the court rushed to embrace it without considering what the real implications of that are. If you can opt out of teachings that mention gay people, for example, because it offends your sincere religious beliefs, well, then why can't you opt out of a science class that mentions evolution if that conflicts with your religious beliefs? Why can't you opt out of a class?
Y es que, señores, Jim Raskin tiene toda la razón. Sí se puede pelear en contra de esta administración. Ya hay demandas presentadas, ya se están ganando batallas legales. Caroline Leavitt dice que Trump prácticamente es el presidente con más órdenes judiciales en su contra en la historia. Y claro que lo es, porque pues no para de violar la ley. Y no es culpa de estos dichosos, ¿no?, jueces liberales, porque muchos de esos jueces fueron nombrados por Bush, por Reagan e incluso en el primer mandato de Trump. Así que, señores, ese argumento tampoco se sostiene. Pues bueno, muchísimas gracias por acompañarme hasta el final de este video. Recuerda, como siempre, dale like, compártelo con tus amigos y suscríbete a nuestro canal Políticamente en Desacuerdo. Nos vemos en el próximo video. Hasta luego.